What's your story?
To my younger self, what's your
To
story?
my younger self.
To 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 my younger self. To my younger self.
To my younger self. What's your story? To my younger self. What's your story?
Well, hello and welcome to the show that tells stories that will propel us into the future. The show is To My Younger Self. My name is Zoe Baraka. How are you doing today? Listen, it's a very exciting day today for me. It's like I don't know, it looks like the season is just a lot of celebration going on. And I'm just very, very excited. We're going to be running with the opening, scenes today. So just hang in there with us. If you just joined us, again, the show is To My Younger Self. My name is Zoe Baraka. Please do us a favor. Go underneath your tablet or your phone or your TV, whatever device you're watching on. There's a little word there that says share. Hit on that share button and share. Welcome to our LinkedIn friends. Welcome to our Facebook friends. Welcome to our YouTube friends. We're very, very excited that you are here with us. We're going to run today. Let's do some greetings from all across Africa. Again, when you join us, go into the comment section and say hello, okay? We have an incredible guest today. I'm personally so excited about this particular person, and I'm going to tell you why in a few minutes. But before we do all of that, where are you watching us from? Baraka dazua to you, Sanunku dazua yaya de kakwana lafia. I hope you slept well. I just greeted you in the oldest language in the world. It's called the Hausa language. I'm so thankful that you're here. Thank you for joining us. Yakenken tuma fuduwela tupose unambaraka. It is good to see you. I just greeted you in my father tongue, the Kosal language from the northern parts of Ghana. And so much to you if you speak Dabani or Wale. Auntie Betty Moldidrisi says, I must greet people in the Wale dialect. So here we go. Ndina to you. Wezo leke efua. It is good to see you. If you speak Hausa, I just greeted, Eve, I just greeted you. You know what? The Hausa language plays like on a loop in my mind. So please do forgive me. Ete saying akwaba, then Yamawachi, it is wonderful to see you. We're greeting you in a few dialects of the Akan language. That's the Akan people of Ghana. It is good to see you. Saubonani to you if you speak Zulu. Ibella to you, Biokibari to you. Do you speak Moshi? It is good to see you. Te Oyo Tang. Ojeko to you if you speak Ga. We pay homage to the keepers of the land of Accra, Ghana. That's the capital of Ghana. It is good to see you guys. If you join us, please greet us in your local dialect. We definitely want to hear from you. Lale to you if you speak Chadian Arabic. It is wonderful to see you from the bottom part of Africa. It's wonderful to see you. Intioma Fet to you. How are you? Salam alaikum to you if you speak Arabic. Ekaro to you. Ekabo. Do you speak Yoruba, our Nigerian friends? How are you? Nagadef to you if you speak Wolof. How are my Senegalese friends doing? It is wonderful to see you all the way from Senegal. Thank you for joining us. Jambo Habari Gani. Habari yawe subwe. Iyaore to you. I just greeted you in different variations of Swahili. A lot of people think I kind of, I'm from Kenya. I don't know why. It must be the haircut. Karibu sana to you. Kotong to you. Amahalang to you. Do you speak Sesotho? And if you're in Botswana, we say hello and welcome to you. Kotoli'i to you for those of you who speak for Foldi and you are Fulani. We're all brothers and sisters and we love having you on the show. Thank you for joining us. Akei to you if you speak Creole. Haiti Sheri, how are you guys doing in Haiti? Wonderful to see you guys. Bom dia to you if you speak Portuguese. Bonjour, buongiorno, buenos dias, imaraba. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the show that just keeps getting better every week. Listen, oh my God, the chat room is blowing up already. Let's see who is here before we introduce our guest storyteller. Audrey, Professor, how are you? You must be on a train. No, Hala, I know it's wonderful to see you. Dr. Vivian, how are you? How is sunny Florida? Oh my God, Kofi Champon from Guelph, Canada. It is wonderful to see you. Thank you for that beautiful, beautiful drawing. Kofi did an incredible drawing for my birthday. Oh my God, I felt so loved. Thank you for that. Ralia, thank you for joining us in Switzerland, or is it France these days? I'm not sure. Now, Koa, it's wonderful to see you all the way in the UK. My goodness, there's too many of you here. We cannot keep up. But just know that we love you. We're very excited you're here, and we're going to have a great show. Jemima, it is good to see you from Nanuet, New York. That is my hometown. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, for those of you who grew up in Ghana in the late 90s and early 2000s, you definitely heard about a show called Things We Do for Love. And one of the unforgettable characters, the most unforgettable characters on that show is here with us today. I mean, in the last 2 days, we've done dry runs with him. And when I saw him, I said, oh my God, I cannot believe this is you, because I have been in awe of his craft for the longest time, ever since I was in film school. And so I'm going to introduce you to this guy who was, honestly, in my opinion, this is Zoe's opinion, who carried Things We Do for Love through many seasons, okay? This show was written by Edward Seto, my very good friend, and produced by my lecturer and friend, Ivan Kwashiga. Today is just a nafty thing, And so you definitely heard about the quirky, funny, industrious area boy, good friend of the neighborhood character. Pusha! I'm trying to do it right, but I can't. I think my brother is all mixed up. But today I have the singular honor of introducing you to the gentleman behind the beloved character and many more skillfully portrayed characters after that. Mr. And get this, I know his first name, George Adjetey Anang. Oh, I am famous by proxy. Adjetey is a multi-award-winning film and stage actor with over 22 years experience. Can you believe that? 22 years? Really? Anyway, various forms of theater and screen productions. He has a first-class Bachelor of Fine Arts degree from the School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana, Legon. He further obtained a Master of Arts degree in Dramatic Arts with distinction from the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, South Africa. He has also attended several workshops and training programs in Ghana, South Africa, Nigeria, the Netherlands, the UK, the US, and just all over the world, okay? He has featured in several stage plays in Ghana, the Netherlands, France, just incredible stage plays. Some of them include Through a Film, Darkly, Joe Turner's Come and Gone, Run for Your Wife, Death and the King's Horseman, Marriage of Anansiwa, just so many of them. His filmography include Keteke. Do you guys remember Keteke? Letters to My Mother. You know that's very dear to my heart. A Sting in a Tale, The Perfect Picture, Azali Putumanto, and the list goes on and on and on. He is currently a lecturer in acting at the National Film and Television Institute, my alma mater. Today is a former NAFTI student talking with and to a current NAFTI lecturer type of vibe, right? He's teaching at the bachelor's, let me take that again. He is currently a lecturer in acting at the National Film and Television Institute, teaching at the bachelor's degree and diploma levels, and also handles acting certificate courses at the same institution. Adjetey's acting debut was on stage with Yang Kutok. Do you guys remember that, players? A drama group where he was handpicked and employed by the National Drama Company ABB Groma. Do you remember that? Oh my God, the good old days. This platform projected his talent and potential onto national stage productions. His screen debut was on the TV drama Things We Do for Love. We're going to say late 1990s and early 2000s. His contemporary actors and film producers have described him as one of the best. In my opinion, he undoubtedly, can I say this? This is a Zoe opinion. He undoubtedly is, in my book, right now in Ghana, the best classically trained screen and stage actors in Africa, ready to take on the global stage, whose awards include Africa Magic Viewers Award, Viewers Choice Awards in 2018, Best Actor in Lead Role, Golden Icons Academy of Motion Arts, Best African Actor in a Lead Role. Listen, the awards are so many, we had to cut it short. If I was going to go on, we would just read and read and read, and we would not introduce him to the show. Okay, so let's just go ahead and bring the absolutely indefatigable, in my book, in Zoe's book, one of the best actors in Africa, who is about to take the world stage in an incredible, incredible way. Please help me welcome the gentleman, the absolutely, I have no words. Just help me welcome him, please. George Adjetey Anang. My goodness, sir, it is just incredible to see you. How are you here?
I am good. Now, after that introduction, I've got to feel good even if I wasn't.
Oh my God. It is so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Oh my
My
God.
pleasure.
Listen,
My pleasure.
my job is done. I have the best job in the world. 11 minutes in and I'm done. So listen, you're welcome to the show, and over to you. I know you're here to tell us some stories. So yes, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so good morning to all of you who are locked in now, and right away. So for those of you who may not know me, I'm Adjetey Anang, and I'm an actor. I'm currently a lecturer at the National Film and Television Institute. As you heard from my introduction, don't let me go there again. So right into it. So the few lessons, and then I need to say hi to my cousin who is in New York, Jemima. Anyway, so
My co-conspirator.
yeah, okay. So my journey has not been what you call straightforward. It's been a mixture of everything. As you have life throughout you, and I'd want to begin from one of my stories from stage. This was the early days of my acting. Now, I remember I think I was in the first year at the School of Performing Arts, and we had just started Things We Do for Love, and I was in school then. Now, there was this production. It was a final year students production. It was supposed to fulfill academic purposes. And so I remember Doris Kuonu was the students then, did this production based on Wole Soyinka's Death and a King's Horseman. It was a huge production. It's if you've read that play, it's Wole Soyinka just doesn't stop. He goes the length and breadth of the culture, music, what have you, and it's a huge cast. Now Doris decides to bring in professionals, those with the skill, because he wanted a certain delivery, and being her final year production. And I found myself being cast as a son of the king, and it was such a big deal because here was I playing alongside the likes of David Dontor, the late Gideon Kote, Godwin Kote,
My God,
Oni,
yes.
yeah, Oni Sowa, and the rest. I mean, these are Jifa Gomashi, Jifa Glikoy, the names goes on, and these are people we see on our screens, but we hardly come close to. And so it's a fine opportunity for me to gel in there with them and let this happen. So I remember production had taken on, and we had excelled. We had 2 nights of performance. at the School of Performing Arts. As I said, it was purely academic purposes. And so when we had completed a 2-day performance, there were so many good reviews. Now, these reviews were coming from colleagues who were in the production, and these were my senior actors and actresses, the likes of David Onto, Akofe Jani, and the rest. Were like, wow, I mean, that was a good delivery. I'm doing so well. I should keep it up. You know, they just kept coming in, and I was excited. Now, Doris decides to take the production to the National Theatre. Now, in those days when you play at the School of Performing Arts, you can compare that to, you know, playing a football match at the Premier League in Accra and then being asked to go play the Champions League final or the World Cup final. So the National Theatre was our biggest stage, you know, the Champions League finals, and it was such a big deal to go to the National Theatre then. And going on the back of, you know, high commendations, recommendations about my character, and you know, somebody did write in the Mirror at that time that there's this new potential actor who has been found, stage actor who has had screen experience but has branched into stage, and he's going to take Ghana by storm. I mean, this was me. I was like, wow. Okay, so here we go to the National Theatre. Of course, people, the rest of the public have heard about the production, and people were just gearing to watch it, and it's sold out actually because of the stars, you know, and so we take it to the National Theatre. Now, as a rule, you know, when you're doing a stage production, the rule is, and because we're in school then, so it was just theory and practice. So as a matter of rule, when you're going to have a stage production, at least a minimum of 2 hours, you should be backstage. Now, the reason is for you, it gives you an opportunity to go through your character, to go through, find the costume that you're supposed to wear, get your props ahead of time, go into your own corner, and now start going through your character process. Because, look, you're going to live a character for just maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours that you never live. And so you need to be really sync with the character, cutting away every, you know, negative energies, etc. Now, the gurus tend, you know, in 2 hours as you would, and Adjetey still was nowhere to be found.
Well,
now,
oh God.
Now here was I, knowingly, you know, I mean, those days you give me a script, I could learn my script faster than maybe David Donto, and David Donto was my idol then. And I was doing so well, and I thought that, look, you know what? The gurus are even, you know, commending me and all that. So why? There's no big deal going to backstage 2 hours before time. Come on, man, Adjetey, I can do this. And so I go out there gallivanting, doing all sorts of things, exerting energy, and then I come to the National Theatre 15 minutes to production start.
Call time.
Now that is against the rules, you know. But of course, nobody will take a cane and whip you or something. But I mean, it's definitely that's way not good. Now, I also have the privilege of when the production starts, you know, I make my first entrance, I think 20 minutes into the production. And so I thought that, oh, I still have some more time. Now, when I get backstage, I get my costume, I get into my costume, I go to the, you know, waiting area, and I could see that the other actors are going through their own, you know, they're in their own space, getting ready to get on stage. So I go in there, and then I sort of shut my eyes just to go through my character, and then I fall asleep. Now,
wait. You fell asleep?
Yeah, I was gone.
You were not down.
Now, if you know, when the director finishes directing, you know, the work is done. The stage manager takes over. So the director is in the audience. The stage manager is in the audience. We're left backstage. We're doing our own thing. Nobody's going to tell you that, oh, you're making your entrance now, go. Or, you know, take this. No. That's not done. So everybody is in their zone. Now, when I make my first entry, I meet Godwin Kote on stage. Now, he is somewhere down left, and I come from up. So down left is closer to the audience, and I come from up right, that is furthest away from the audience. Now, we're only two characters on stage. Now, I remember that I come in with an information, and the message that I bring to him, he can only pick his cue from what I say. I don't remember exactly what I say. So, for example, he doesn't know that the mom has passed, for example, and I come in with the news that your mom has passed. His
Right.
next line, is as a
me.
result of what I say.
Yes.
So, if I don't say anything, he cannot say anything.
Oh my God.
So, time for me to come in, and Adjetey is nowhere to be found. So, time is going, and the director gets worried in the audience, instructs the stage manager to go find out what's happening. Stage manager comes around, comes to ask those at the backstage, where's Adjetey? Where's Adjetey? They're like, nobody's seen him. So somebody says, let's check the waiting area. And then he comes in and I was fast asleep.
Oh my
And then he
God.
hits my shoulder very hard. Adjetey, wake up. What's this? You have to go. It's time for you to go in. Everybody's waiting. And so I panic and run. I ran from the waiting area onto the stage, and I see the audience. I look at Gordon Cote, and I can't remember where I am.
Oh my God.
I go totally blank. I always say that, if somebody asked me what my name was, I'm not sure I was going to remember. So here was the packed house, and I was stuck. I didn't know what to do. Of course, the audience, for maybe a greater number, did not know the story. So they're still waiting for something to happen. For them, it's suspense. Gordon realizes that no, Adjetey is here, but there's nowhere. There's nowhere. And so he realizes that something has happened, gone wrong. Now Gordon decides to break a rule. Now Gordon is supposed to be a king, if you like, of a high status. So I'm a subject. I go to him. He doesn't come to me. And if you break that rule, Doris will skin you alive because you're changing his movements, and it's an academic, production. So she doesn't want that. So Gordon chooses to save the day, and even if it's to upset the director, he has to save the day. So decides to move downstage, go behind me, and then when he gets behind me, he drops a line. Of course, I hear him, but I don't catch what he says. Then he moves around, and because he's a professional, he was murmuring something. It was as if he hadn't even noticed my presence.
Mm-hmm.
And then he only can make another move to remind me of my line. When he gets behind me, he says my line. And then fortunately, I got the line. And then he moves to his position again before I delivered my line. But from that point, I went in and out of character because I kept asking myself, oh my goodness,
God.
National Theatre, all these people are going to say, oh, it's a flash in the pan, it's a 9-day wonder actor, on the bigger stage he fails to perform, and these kids will not learn, and nobody's condemning me. I'm condemning myself because I knew that, I had messed up. Right up from there to the very end of the production, Adjetey was never the same again. I kept condemning myself, and it was one of my worst performances ever. And what a time to deliver your worst performance, working with the stars and in front of the whole of Ghana, bigger stage, and you flop. And it was a hard lesson to take. I remember when we got backstage and we had finished the production, the director, Doris, comes backstage. He says, hi, congratulations to everybody. Doris skips me, doesn't shake my hand, doesn't look my way, and
She is so
smiles at everybody and moves out.
Oh my God.
Actually, Doris didn't speak to me until 6 years after.
Oh my
when I met her at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. And then she was like, oh, young man, how are you doing? It's been a long time. You're doing so well. Keep it up, okay? And then she moves on. I mean, this is what I had to deal with. And honestly, it was one of my bad days in my career. But what do I tell my younger self? I'll tell my younger self that you never know it all, and especially when you're being commended and applauded. What it means is that get back to the machine room and begin to work even harder, begin to learn, begin to be humble, and don't get to the place where it gets into your head that you're better than somebody else or somebody who's been there before because you can now learn lines faster than them or run faster than them. You never know it all. And so that was what I'll tell my younger self. So that's my first story.
What a story. What? The chat room is blowing up. But I just wanted to highlight this one. Ralia Saruga says, but you redeemed yourself because Chale, you be legend. And with that being said, we have a few surprises for you. For those of you who don't know, just please take a look at this gentleman right now. Does he look 50 to you at all? It is ridiculous. How is he 50? But in a few days, actually, I'm very excited because Adjetey shares the same birthday with my father. And, you know, yes, July 7th. And so I remember my sisters and I going, oh, yeah, he's a good dude because our dad is a good dude. Like everyone born on June 7th is good in our books. So that's the first surprise. But we have a few more that we wanted to show you. The reason why a lot of people think he's a legend, we're going to show you a few videos from way back then, okay? And I don't know if Pusha himself has actually taken time to kind of go online and see, you know, all these things, but this is the beginning of the incredible, indefatigable, again, venerable Adjetey in my book. He does not look a day older than what he looks like in these pictures, honestly, and in these videos. But guys, hang with us and let's show you a few. They're just a few seconds long, all of them. But yeah, do you remember this one, guys?
Eyes, her lips, Charlie, her legs. I see how fast this I see a proper. Come on, Charlie, you didn't waste time. That means her family. It is trouble pass bed. But here when she fly. I give you 1 week. Only 1 week. Masha mental. Oh, come here. Women, they mind they like egg. You knock small, you go crack. You start promoting this. Like if they promote the egg in steam. She will talk. No, plenty. Like, oh, salam, no stop. Did that small girl, then she be virgin before I break down. You know how they stop when she make before I break down. Charlie, that's alright. I'm making a move by hook or crook. Charlie, you know your phone number. You need the ass. Push out, you don't do the thing. Push out! Oh, push out, Charlie. I go make the move.
Oh my God. Honestly, I have a personal question for you, and I know a couple of people may have questions for you. But that character, how did you just embody? I know you've probably had so many questions about this particular character, but looking at you now, and we're going to show you guys a few other, like his progression, like his character and skillful acting progression. And you're going to be, who is this? They're so different. How did you just decide, I'm going to embody this? I know you have 3 or so other stories to share with us, but this is a question for me. I just want to ask you, like, it was too good. And the walking, oh my goodness.
So I mean, this was not just my doing. It was a combination of the writer and then the director, Ivan Kwashiga. But as actors, we always have a role to play. We bring the flesh to the skeletal frame, and I needed to make this character relatable. And here was I was nothing then. I was nothing like the character, and even playing a bad character was a bit uncomfortable, because of what family would say, and they think that, why should you play a bad character? Why don't you play a saint or a good one? But my saying is always that somebody has to play Judas Iscariot, and so yeah, for lessons to be learned. So I had to really do some research, and so, for example, I brought some kind of 3 characters together. There was this character that I visited a bar around the coastal belt to sort of just observe how people, go by the day-to-day activities. And there was this character who comes in and is very, very loud and dramatic. He's actually telling this friend about a movie he's watched. And it starts from the soundtrack, like boom, 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 and he has all the sounds, and he's the kind of guy who tells you about a movie and you better not watch it because there's no need, because he doesn't even detail out, and he's very dramatic, larger than life, and so that was what I picked for the Pusha character. Then there's this guy who were mates. Then he had this walk, which was similar to Pusha's. Pusha's I exaggerated a bit. but I had taken that off this mate to expand it. And then there was also somebody else that I also fused, I've forgotten. But these characters were characters in our communities, and bringing them together into Pusha got people to relate to it. And so it wasn't magic, it wasn't from me, it was from real life characters that I patched together to give
Oh
Pusha
my
life.
God, but that was the magic right there. It definitely was magic because to even have the forethought, let me just put together three different people from the community. It's not all actors who think, you know what, you can draw strength from regular people. People. So that again was that's the skill that we're talking about right now. There's a few more we're going to go through because we're realizing that a few people are saying, oh my God, these throwback videos are doing something for them. I had such a wonderful time as we were picking and choosing. And guys, you do know we had such a hard time. There's so many film credits for Adjetey that I just kept going, which one? And so please believe me when I tell you this was very, very, very difficult. I mean, really difficult. But here's another one. And the reason why we chose this one is because of a few of the characters, beloved characters in here. So hang in with us. Here we go, guys.
Hey, challenge this I said there one. Make a go out there.
Hey, come on. Don't go there. Yeah, challenge what? Oh,
Look. This guy is shout. No dare cry. You know,
hey, Akila.
I push ya. Oh. Oh, this guy shocked me. Oh. Who?
What baby?
Charlie, this is serious. Charlie, this photo there for making a thing go out so. The chick wild.
Don't go there. Hey.
Chachu, you that? I've been looking for you.
Charlie.
Why? The old man locked the gate, put your top again, eh?
You say you are Luther. You know if you are Luther, your old boy for their house there. You dey way they make it the tension. You know if you over him.
No man, no. You know my old man.
Sure. Make we go make I go tension and make you see. Killer. Charlie, I'm the joke. Sure. Don't try me.
Hey, buddy, if you get comfy, they go hustling you now. Like we'll see how and Poppy go throw you.
Sure. That girl the way they take for himself.
Come. If you say be easy to shake out like that thing.
Sure. Tomorrow I dey come there. I'll come the tie your Poppy day. And you go see my shaking skills for there. Charlie, you guys, come with me.
We chose this not for what the activity that was happening, but for the acting, just merge of all the characters in there. And oh my goodness, what an incredible group of guys. And we're not gonna ask where all of them were, but we have a surprise. Ruth Kwakwa says, fun fact, when they did Things We Do for Love for Radio, I was one of the voices. Then I played a character in the first filmed episode that they used to get sponsorship. She says, acting was not my portion. I'm so excited to see how far he went. And boy, did he go far. George, we're going to let you tell another story, but there's so many other surprises that are coming up for you. So we're going to jump on to the next because I can't keep up. None of us can keep up with the comments right now. So thank you guys for watching, but we're going to just go on and tell more stories.
Okay, so I think my next would be marriage. So my journey as far as that is concerned. Now, there's what I call in acting what we also call nurture and nature. And so nature is your environment and your nurture, how you're brought up. And these are very strong pillars in molding our foundation as young people growing up. And as fate will have it, when I was growing up, I happened to spend some time in a compound house. That's my grandfather's house. Now, the guys are accused of not leaving their father's house too early. So you'd have uncles bringing their wives, and aunties also bringing their their husbands, and the house is so full of all sorts of marriages and lots of kids, and so you kind of picking bits and pieces from everybody, and everybody have their own style, have their own principles and way of just being unique.
You're right.
Now, one of the things that I remember very well was, for want of a better word, silence. There was this silence that has to do with not telling the other what your plans are. And so, for example, if an uncle is traveling to the United States, he keeps mute. He doesn't tell any soul, none of his siblings, even his parents, until he gets to the shore. He plants his feet on the soil of the US. Then he calls and says, "Oh, Charlie, hey, I share US. Something just brought me quickly and I got here. So this was just all of a sudden. And so, I'll keep in touch." And that's the first time you discover that, oh, uncle has moved. And there's always this superstitious backing, motivation that once you spill those beans, then something is going to happen to prevent you from traveling. Either you get there and the immigration says, no, something about your papers doesn't sound okay, so get back. Or something will always go wrong. And so we learn to keep things to our chest. We don't speak about these things. I grew up knowing that. Now, that has formed me, so many years. That's what I'm used to. Now I get into marriage. You'd expect that I would have a similar, scenario at home. And now here's this young girl who I've brought, to my home, and she's totally different. She says about everything, and I'm like, no, you don't do that. She's like, well, that's what we do in our family. You don't step out of the region without informing A, B, and C about your whereabouts, because anything can happen. Your loved ones might know, can be able to reach you in case something happens. You don't keep these things to yourself. I'm like, no, you don't do that, because the witches and wizards will get to know about your plans, and things will not go right. So that's a huge conflict there already. Because we both believe our backgrounds and believe, these are my uncles and aunties, they are learned and all that. They know what they're saying, they know what they're doing. And I'm also no fool, so I know what I've experienced. And she's also standing her ground. And so it doesn't end there. It spills to things like phones.
Oh my God.
So here I am, I have a password, and I can't tell you my password. That is my phone. Okay. These are things that I keep to me. And you keep yours. It's okay. Yeah, we're married, but these are things that we don't talk about. What if in the process of telling you, a spirit here, then what can you, whatever. So this is the space that I'm in, where my wife, everything is, the daddy can pick up the mommy's phone and have a conversation, and there's nothing wrong about that. They're so open about issues, they will talk about it. And then here's the husband, who obviously is not from that background. Now this brought some strain on our marriage, because then communication was impacted. Quality of communication was impacted, because I'm not forthcoming with certain things, and I don't talk about certain things, and she's all out there. So it was really created a lot of tension, and it was tough on us those early years. Because after a time, I get wiser, and I learn that marriage is it's a part where you have to, the two persons involved must find their own bearings. They must find what works for them and make what makes it special and unique for them, rather than looking at what other people are doing and you want to go along. And so we came to that crossroad where I needed to unlearn some of these things that I had learned, that had shaped me because of my environment, because of my upbringing. And there are other things that she also had learned, but in this, we sort of blend, making sure that there's a convergence. So
Right.
if there's something that I'll tell to my, I'll say to my younger self, the lesson will be that there are things that we unlearn for us to come to a convergence so that our marriage works. And if now we have passwords, we share passwords, and I don't see it as her be scrutinizing and getting into my business. In actual fact, it's been more helpful that she knows my passwords, because
Yes.
what it means is that there are times where, and later on you get to know why this is even more. So the fans send me messages, and some of them I'm so naive about the phrases and the stringing of the words together. And then she's like, "Oh, no, 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 no. When we women say this, we mean that." I'm like, "Oh, really?"
Oh, wow.
So the response I gave totally is sending a wrong message. It's like, yes, yes. And so she saved me a whole lot of times where I misinterpreted what a lady meant.
Oh,
And she's like, "No, watch it. This is where it's gonna go. This is where it's gonna end." And so, begin to, bring in the checks and balances. And so definitely I'll tell my younger self to not be stuck with what you know or what you've been used to. When you open up, you have two people from two separate backgrounds. Our environment, how we're brought up, have shaped us all these years, and we need to come to a place of convergence to unlearn some of the things that we learned, to learn new things, to shape our marriage and make it unique. And so, yeah, that would be it.
Oh my God, what a powerful story about marriage. When you hear about stars, and I think maybe Hollywood has done this to us, we think that most film actors, especially of the male gender, are not people who really want to be in a marriage or even to want to even stay committed to the one woman, because we're bombarded with so much. So it is very refreshing to even hear you say that, and thank you for saying that. The fact that you're committed to the one woman, and the commitment takes work. And if there is any young person, up and comer out there, honestly, this is the way. Adjetey's way is the way. And maybe yours is not necessarily sharing passwords and all that stuff, but we're just saying that deciding to be married and to stay married to the one woman and allowing her into your life in the way, this is a vulnerable moment, honestly, because sharing passwords is not easy in this day and age. It really does keep you on your toes. And so this is very laudable, and thank you for sharing that. And with that being said, one, we want to say thank you to Sarah Kunto. I think that Sarah is everybody's auntie from NAFTI. She has mothered so many of us. And so Auntie Sarah, if you happen to be watching, we decided to give her the episode executive producer credit today, because she definitely made this particular one happen. With her very quiet, nice, beautiful personality. And to Sarah, we want to say thank you. And of course to Jemima, and also to Elam. We've been cooking something in the background, just kind of a preempting of celebration of George. So we're going to show you a few things from George's past, okay? He is not ready for this one. He is not ready for this one. So guys, here we go. Just feast your eyes. If you have comments, put it in the comment section. And George, when the pictures come up, if you have stories about them, feel free to kind of, share them as we go along. But here is one. Spot push-up. Can you guys spot him? If you can, put it in the... So what was going on here?
I think it was somebody's birthday, and as you have it, all cousins will come in and celebrate with the birthday celebrant. Yeah.
And
that's grandma's house. Yeah.
Wow. Auntie who? You said
Grandma's house.
Oh wow.
Yeah, grandma's house. Yeah. Oh, Jemima says Patrick Masupe, uncle, your son.
Yes.
Okay.
I think, she's just kind of probably trying to invite Uncle
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise for me because Uncle Patrick also is another incredible person
Yeah.
that I respect so much. So
Yeah.
that was very, very nice.
That's our senior cousin. That's our
Oh,
second
that
cousin.
is incredible. And of course, Audrey has found you. She says he's at the top left, and that is true. He is.
That's right.
Here is another one. This one is a funny one, guys. Hold on to your hats. What's going on here?
Oh no.
Happy 50th.
Oh no, man. Come on, guys, don't do this to me. God is watching, people.
This is the beauty.
Jemima, you're in trouble. Hello. Hey.
You must have been very, very tired at this point, wherever you were. I think the beauty of this story is not necessarily that you were tired and sleeping. It's the chairs and the the little whatever we used to call it, table, bar, whatever we used to hang on in our sitting rooms, and the sturdiness of it. It's so nostalgic, right?
Yeah. I think I had a script too.
Wow! Yes,
Yeah.
look in your hand. Oh wow, guys! See, this is how he learned his trade craft. He's been at this for years and years and years. I know these historical chairs with the chair backs, that's what we used to call them, chair backs. And yes, our resident poetess, she says every family had a version of these chairs.
Yes.
We all did. Oh, we have so much more coming up. This is us saying happy birthday from your To My Younger Self family. Oh, here's another one. Who is this gentleman?
Oh, this is
Man, that tie was sharp. Sharp. You had the swag from a long time ago. How old would you say you were at this time?
Definitely by teens, but probably 14 thereabouts.
Oh wow. Oh my God. Look at that stance. You know what? We could see
Yeah.
I know we are loving these memories, right? There is so much more. We just thought we would put them together, just our way of saying happy 50th, because we cannot believe you are 50. How about this one? Hello.
Hey. Yeah.
Tell us a little. This is such a beautiful picture. We want you to tell us a little about this one.
So that's my mom, and I'm right there, down there, and she's carrying, I suspect, my sister.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I can't see clearly, but I think that's my sister.
Oh wow, what a beautiful picture. But see, the thing I loved about this picture was the line in your hair.
The line. Yeah.
That was crazy. Oh my goodness.
We don't do that anymore, do we?
We don't. We really don't. I think it's time. I know, right? You dare not make it dirty with your greasy hair. Okay, just a few more to go. This is us just kind of trying to, again, just say happy birthday to the incredible, indefatigable Adjetey Anang. Here is.
Thank you.
Oh, I love this one.
Wow.
Where were you?
Oh my goodness.
You can see we did a lot of digging, right?
Wow.
So you can see in the scrolling tickers, it says special thanks to Jemima Kumi.
Yeah.
So Elam.
And I don't even have this picture.
It was a lot of conspiracy in the background. So we just wanted to say thank you to you two, Elam, and also to Jemima, just kind of coming together and giving us just a few, because we didn't want to spoil all of the surprises. But we've Oh, you're welcome. Is that what we should say? You're welcome. Where were you in this picture? Do you remember?
This was Community 10, our house in Community 10, Tema.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was the gate right there?
That was the gate. That was the gate.
You had come in from playing, because, man, I'm looking at your legs. I'm like, nah, this boy definitely went gallivanting somewhere.
Yeah, most probably, yeah.
I know. Well, Auntie Dory says, wow, how far God has brought you, sir. Line in hair, gentlemanly style. I know, right? I know. And then Iris says, hey, Tama Community 10 for sure.
That's my cousin. That's my senior cousin, Iris.
Jemima says, Adjetey Anang, I will send all to you. Credit to Elam and Adjetey McCarthy. I know, seriously, there was a lot of conspiring going on in the background. Very last one, and this one actually shows our uncle Patrick Masaper also. But here is one more.
Yeah, there you go. The whole squad.
Can you spot him? Can you? Oh yes, and he is standing right in front of Uncle Patrick, right there in the
Patrick, that's right.
And I think for me, it's a community. And I don't know if we've really lost it these days, but you can tell there's a lot of cousins. I actually even see Jemima in here. There's a lot of cousins, a lot of aunties, and just, I don't know if the lady holding the baby was the grandma, but
yeah, that's our grandma.
Oh
yeah,
my goodness, it is incredible. It's incredible. And we used to stand behind each other just like it is in the picture here. But this is our very small way of saying happy 50th birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just to kind of surprise you and say, listen, we didn't just invite you to come in and tell stories. We actually wanted to do something very small and take you back in, down memory lane. Now Kola is saying something in Ga, and I don't know how to say this. Ga, oh God. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's the gas way is the way.
Oh, you know what? We're not going to touch that. We're not going to touch that. But I know you have more stories to share. And guys, just so you know, Adjetey's new book, it's called Adjetey Anang, a book on faith, imperfection, and resilience. Oh, I cannot wait to read it. Will be duly launched on July 8th. That's the day after his birthday. So please, you can pre-order on Book Nook, and soon it will also be on Amazon for those of us on this side of the world. You can pre-order it, and then you can begin to read it. You are in for an incredible surprise. I'm very excited to kind of just see Adjetey at 50 doing such incredible things. I will show you one last video, just showing a progression of his acting prowess, and then he's going to tell us another story. Are you ready for this, Adjetey? You come expecting that we would do something like this to you.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Well, here is one. Since you talked about marriage, we thought we will show you a little clip from this movie titled Devil in the Detail. And we will be right back, guys.
Are you looking for this?
Why do you have that?
Because I came back to give it to you and you were gone. This is what happens when bosses don't tell their PAs they're leaving. Hi.
Look, Claudia, about what happened.
It shouldn't have happened.
Yes. Look, I was going through some stuff and I shouldn't. Look, I am.
Uh-oh. What's going on? Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. We'll move it. We'll move it.
I came back to give it to you and you were gone. This is what happens when bosses don't tell their PAs they're leaving. Hi.
Look, Claudia, about what happened.
It shouldn't have happened.
Yes. Look, I was going through some stuff and I shouldn't. Look, I am.
I think the word he was going to say there, guys, was I am a married man. And what an incredible, incredible prowess of acting. I mean, just kind of looking at Pusha, the walk on the street, and the Pusha in the bedroom, or it was a bedroom where little with teenagers, really talking about all these mundane things that teenagers go through, and the way he's doing things as a teenager, and then now Pusha, the older gentleman, and you see the character difference. It takes a lot of training. Honestly, the word is classical training to be able to switch up characters like that. And if I dare say, that's exactly what you normally would see in people like Denzel Washington, where he's playing a thug one day and the next he is like the calm lawyer. Or another actor I was thinking about when I was thinking about you was Martin Clunes from the UK, who played the rowdy character Gary Strang in Men Behaving Badly. And then suddenly he is playing Doc Martin, and you're like, who is this person? He's so different. What an incredible show of prowess. But yeah, we just thought we would show you that. You didn't have to comment on it at all. I just wanted to show that just so they see the progress. But if you have comments, please feel free.
Yeah, I mean, Devil in the Detail was such a relatable movie. You know, how of third parties who find a way into, you know, causing so much tension, and sometimes it's what we also allow into our spaces, and it was such a thought-provoking movie.
Yeah. Wow. Well, there's so many comments that I don't know, but the one that I wanted to highlight was Sechuada, who is joining us on LinkedIn. For those of you watching us on LinkedIn, thank you so much for joining. And she says, I just know, I think she's trying to say, I just know the book will be an interesting read. His career progression has been impressive. Well done, Adjetey Anang.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right there, we're all saying, please, please, please go pre-order your book. Can you give us a few details about where the launch is going to be? Is it online? Can people log on and watch, or are we supposed to be in a place where it's live, just so we know what's happening concerning the book before your next story?
So regarding the live thing, the team is working on that now. So I'll be able to give some information, you know, probably in a day's time. But we're working towards that, and other details are being fine-tuned. So you will get that on my page as well. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. So we look forward to that, and definitely we can plug it in on all of our pages too. But someone is proposing a hashtag here, and the hashtag is #I am a married man. Listen, if there are
My
any
younger
guys
self.
on the platform right now, just go in there and just put it in hashtag I'm a married man, and then just put hashtag Adjetey Anang. I think that is so powerful, such a powerful message. Well, is anyone ready for his third story? And if you are, we want to hear or see a thumbs up in the comment section. Anyone that's ready for a third story, give us a thumbs up in the comment section. Thumbs up in the comment section, guys. We are waiting. If we get 3, he will tell us a story. If we get 4, he might sing. If we get 5, he might just act. I don't know. Here goes the first one. You are not ready for this. 1 thumbs up, going once. Come on, guys. Uh-oh. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No.
Here we go, guys. Thumbs up. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Looks like you're telling us another story.
Okay. So here goes. So my next would be being under the spotlight. Now I remember, I spanned 2 generations, and the generation before social media and the one now in social media. And so my older generation, where we didn't know internet, we didn't know Facebook, we didn't know WhatsApp, Instagram. You take a walk down the street before you see, the actor that that you see on the screen, but then all of a sudden, even in my washroom, I'm getting messages from fans and multitudes, lots of them.
Wow.
And one of the things that,
How do they get your number? Or is it
no, your page.
Yeah. Oh.
No, I mean your Facebook, Instagram mostly, and it's just overwhelming, and also because I wasn't sensitized on how to handle fans, because it came up so suddenly, and it wasn't something that I anticipated, and how to deal with these fans became an issue. Now, the challenge of being under the spotlight, demands a lot of, being intentional about what you do, the choices that you make, and that was some of the challenges that I faced when I had to begin relating to my fans. Here was I answering every individual who sends me a DM, because my thought was that if you do that, then you stay in their good books, and that's how you build your following, and that was a bad thing. Now, as you have it, I wouldn't sit anywhere to tell anybody that I've left a perfect life. I had my challenges. There were the choices that were more self-imposed, because I opened up the gate for that. Now, there were conversations that I had with fans that crossed the line. So, for example, the conversations that you should have with your partner, your wife, and because of the social media, culture and environment, you easily get into those spaces where you're no more saying words, but you're speaking through emojis and very suggestive kind of thing, and then it's led on, and people encourage it, and you realize that, oh, you're not just the one in here. Some other colleagues too are in the same space. Or this, you just give what social media, as it were, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and give to God what is God. And we kind of misconstrue and misinterpret all that, and we go on and on. And so the few ladies who I had led on in terms of conversations that wifey got to know, and it brought a lot of tension. And there was this particular lady who would not back down, because it's like, I mean, you can't cut me off all of a sudden. We've been having these conversations for months, and all of a sudden you want to just cut me off. No, I'm not going anywhere. And she was stuck. Yeah, so they were really bold. So it took a lot of doing, to be very, very, this is the line that has been drawn, and I'm not going to go over it again and all that. It was tough. It wasn't easy times, and it just spoke to me that you can easily be under the spotlight and do all the wrong things, and sometimes we are under the spotlight for a certain mission, for a certain service, but we sort of abuse that opportunity, and rather do what we're not supposed to do. And so it's one of my my negatives in my journey of how I deal with my fans. And if I were to tell my younger self, you've been given an opportunity to be under the spotlight. Don't turn the spotlight on yourself. Turn it onto others, because you have to locate these people who need help, and your service doesn't end when the cameras says cut.
Yes.
Your service continues way after the camera. And so what I do with my fan base, what the conversations that we have must be intentional, it must be deliberate. It's just an extension of work down there. And it's not like, oh, work is done, let's get back to life. And let's, so you have to be more sensitive to that. And those who will come in boldly, but you have lines are drawn, and then those that you're tempted to sort of bring all upon yourself, and so you have to be very, very watchful. And every day is a new challenge, and so that you just don't go into the culture of people are doing the same, and so it's okay to do the same. I don't think that that is right. You must find what your niche is. You must find why you're there, why you've been placed in this position, and to really leave positive marks and maintain that brand that everybody will be proud of. So yeah.
This is incredible. And you know what? It starts very innocently, and it's so interesting that you say that. It's both ways, but I think men normally get it way more. And we don't talk about it as much. Audrey says, see, this is what I mean by being down to earth. Thanks for sharing these personal stories with us. Mrs. Elom Anang, thanks for sharing my childhood. Dr. Audrey Okokwa, stop it. My childhood crush with Tia, my family. But see, this is it. It starts just like that. Oh, childhood crush, and before you realize, it's escalating into something else. And we're not saying that's what we definitely are not saying that's what Dr. Opokwa Champon is, because we know her personally, and she is such an incredible young woman herself. But it starts like that. And so thank you for being very, very honest about this. And I don't know. Well, we won't go into that, but there's a question for you that was starred, and I thought we would ask you to answer it. But the question was, how do your students relate with you knowing your acting history? Most may not have seen things we do for love, but I'm just curious, which is very true. Most of them have not. That's so crazy to think about. Oh my God, they're missing out. Oh, wow.
Well, but fortunately, they can access it on YouTube and other platforms. And so, for those who were not, around when things to do for love was happening, they can access these, and then they're like, oh, now they know what the noise is all about. And then we also did a sequel for this generation, where it's more like an extension of Things to Do for Love, where we're older folks now with our own kid. And they kind of giving us a run for our money, because those same issues that we give wahala to our parents, they're giving us the same wahala. And how do we speak to them? How do we, negotiate some of the challenges that we also give to our parents? And so, yeah. With that being said, they have information now. But I remember my first day in class. Now, the students didn't know what to expect, because they know more of the characters that I played, and particularly, the Pusha character was so loud, and they weren't sure what character they were getting. And so I remember it was a very, very quiet class. Nobody wanted to talk. I asked questions. Nobody was willing to answer any question. And it was such a very, very tensed class. But I had to I anticipated that though. So I kind of went into their level, just being, it wasn't like a teacher-student affair. It was more like a big brother and siblings. And that got them to open up a bit, and they began, to engage and communicate. Yeah. And so that was my first class, but it's moved on. And today we're learning from each other, because that was the tone that I set, that I'm not here to impart just knowledge. I'm here to also learn from you, because we're all unique and we carry something individually, and we can learn from each other. And so I'm also learning.
Wow. See, now as a student from NAFTI myself, I'm thinking what it would have been like if you were one of our lecturers, knowing my class group and my year group. I don't know what it would have been like. I think it would have been hilarious. It would have been so much fun.
Yeah.
I think you would have had fun with us. But Audrey, wow, what a nice comeback. She says, #Zoe, I am a married woman. Well, thank you very much. That's a very nice comeback. Yes. Okay. Well, Audrey, since you cannot get Audrey says, I need to get a fix on YouTube. Then I can never get enough of Things We Do for Love. Well, here is, I believe, one last one from back in the day, just to kind of whet your appetite and let you want to go on and share more. And so listen, if you guys have any questions, we're just about to wrap up. We'll open the room for maybe 2 more questions as we are kind of about to play this. Just if you have questions, just put it in there and we'll be right back. Okay, guys? If the internet will cooperate with us, and I think it is. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Is it this one? Yes, it is.
I'm really sorry.
You and your bro so rushing the rush plus your right.
I'm really sorry.
Come on for them. Relax. Relax. You say like she nearly kill us.
Guys, please, I'm really sorry.
See somebody where they call him body driver. If they drive, we walk my day your ears. Why you no correct? You and your bro, the day we are go.
I said I'm sorry. No.
That's Masha, that's okay. Oh, baby, now why you treat him like he be? Why? You don't love him? Eh?
I think for me, it was the look on BB's face when Pusha is like, listen, I think I get your drift. Like, see, I see you shaking your head. What was going on there right now?
I mean, I can't believe I played that character. I can't.
Oh my God. That was interesting. That was. I know. It's a Walkman day in ears. My goodness. It's the Walkman alone says how old we are.
Walkman.
Yeah. Oh God. All right, guys. Well, we don't see any questions. So it turns out that Pusha came and he did his thing. He told incredible stories, life-impacting stories. I mean, if it were left up to me, I would say one more story, because I know he has so many of them. But we're gonna let him go because he's busy. He's about to have his birthday celebration on the 7th. There's a book launch on the 8th. And again, how is he 50? How? But just to satisfy my curiosity before we leave, you've been on stage, you've been, on set and all that, and I'm sure you've done some radio acting too. Which one of them is your favorite? Which one do you enjoy playing the most?
Oh, that would be stage any day. Even though it's the toughest, but it's what I love first.
Wow. Can you tell us why? Why is it the toughest for those of us, or well, for those that are laymen and women? What's the difference? Why you?
Yeah. I mean, to think that, especially with my experience with what stage did to me, I should dread the stage, but I go in there to prove a point that I can pick up the pieces again and improve, myself. And so it's because stage doesn't give you a second chance. There are no second chances with stage. And so you have to put your best foot forward at all times. You stay 100%, positive energy throughout. And you're dealing with an audience that is so unpredictable. And I've always said that in particular, the Ghanaian audience, if you're able to perform here to the Ghanaian audience, you can perform anywhere on this planet. Because our audience are unforgiving. And I've had the privilege of playing, in Europe. And so I know the kind of orientation the audience out there have. But here, I mean, you could come on stage and somebody says, no, shouts a phrase that is so not related to the story, and you can crack up on stage and it can take you out of character, and so you always have to be prepared for the unexpected, because they're going to make you, be on your toes, because if you mess up there's no second takes like the screen where the director decides to go in for the best take, can decide not to choose the bad take. Stage, your take is your take. There's no second take.
Yes,
And so yeah, it makes stage, very tough, and you always have to be present, and engage the audience for the length of the time of the play. Yeah.
Oh my
But it's exciting. That's what brings out the excitement. It's exciting because it's unpredictable, and you never know what will happen.
Oh, that is so interesting. And I never would have thought you would pick stage, but now I think you would pick that because of the classical training you have. Now, Koa, I don't know if I can honor your request. She says that Zoe should please say Apusha for the response. And okay, all right, we're gonna do this right. And Sumaya, if you're online, I think that we may have a critter. What we call critters is those who come on a show and just insert someone is advertising something about MTN and Vodafone and all that. If you could please just take that person offline immediately. Thank you very much. We do not peddle that on this show at all. This is a pure show. It is a show where children, young adults, and everybody is inspired and impacted. We don't do that kind of thing here. And whoever you are, John Akoto, we hope that life finds you well, and that you are able, hopefully you got to hear Pusha's stories, and you have decided that there is a turning point for you somewhere down the line. That being said, we still love you, but we don't want your comments right now. Thank you. All right, let's see. Pusha! I don't know if I did it right. Listen, Ako, I hope I got that right. Okay, I am such a terrible actor or actress. I can't pull it off. I just can't. All righty, guys, we have come to the end of an incredible show. Oh my God, I have had fun today. I want to say thank you for just being who you are. I think everyone is experiencing this because we grew up with you. Well, yeah, albeit a few years older than some of us. I am still trying to figure out how in God's name is Pusha 50 years old. I'm asking God this question, like I can't understand it. Emanuela, thank you for joining us on LinkedIn. Okay, she says, Zoe, you messed up our Pusha. How do you say it? I wish somebody could come on and do it.
I know, right? I mean, it's normally Apusha.
Apusha. Oh man, those were fun times. Okay, I'm being directed. Our show runner, she's traveling today, but I always get these cute little notifications of don't forget your run sheet, don't forget this, which is very, very cute. We want to say thank you to all of our producers. Again, this show was executive produced specially by Sarah Kunto of NAFTI. We want to say thank you. Of course, to our show producers, Elsie Dixon, Sedina Mavevo, Yidana Kobigbila, we want to say thank you. Executive producer, Emmanuel Sorogo out of Switzerland. This show is one of the shows that is run on at least 4 continents every week. It's incredible. Thank God for technology, right? To Sumaya and Ralia, thank you for running communications. Incredible. She had a few requests, Sumaya, but we're not going to play into it because we would not leave. She wanted aloe vera and some other things, but unfortunately, in America right now, we are not able to see aloe vera, which is crazy. Yeah, I don't know why. But yeah, we wanted to also say thank you to our monthly donors. Okay, there we go, right here, to our monthly donors, Esther Bole Dampton of Exceptional Care. We want to say thank you. Auntie Rose Machayo, thank you so much. Jane Fiorito, Mr. EKD, Auntie Araba. There is so many of you who give us support financially, and also just in the background, encouraging us and cheering us on and saying you guys are doing an incredible job. We want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your help. For those of you who are planning trips to Ghana, we always tell you your plug-in is the concierge of all things Ghana, the lady herself, Nweki, the girl with the red hair. You definitely want to reach out to Nweki, and she would take you anywhere you want to go in Ghana, and really Africa and its environs. That girl knows Africa inside out. We're always saying that patronize Africa. Put your put your money where your heart is. And so we're telling you to patronize Africa all the time. And the people, some of us have kind of patronized and can vouch for is where Ghana, Irabna and her team, they're doing incredible. Core designs, she always is keeping it authentic. She's coming here in the summer. She will be, I believe, in Washington, D.C. and Atlanta and other places doing pop-ups. She's probably going to be in New York. Listen, do not slack. You want to be at one of those pop-ups. Music for your quality feet. Of course, our Uncle Fisho, I believe he's traveling too, but every Sunday they bring you incredible people on the show where they just play music, authentic music, and genuine love and dancing. And it is music with a cause, okay? Because they're helping orphanages all across Ghana, and who knows, it might stretch across the world. M. Sims by Mabel Simpson, Ryle by Design out of Nyack, New York, Avonzige Bridal, Keys and Credo by our very own Nana Sapon, Horseman Shoes, Caveman Watches, Kunda Kids, of course, our very, very own Nana Redamwa and Kofi Akagli, Book Nook. That's where you get your plug in for Adjetey's new book. So please do not slack, especially if you're in Ghana. That's where you want to pre-order your book. And I believe, producer, my job is done. Again, special thank you to Adjetey Anang. Thank you, my lady. You have done an incredible job digging out some pictures. You and of course, Jemima, my dear friend, I believe George did not know that. And also one of them told me your first name was George. And I said, oh, I'm very famous now. She said, call him George, and look at the surprise on his face.
Jemima.
So I'm very excited about that. Christabel, you're very, very welcome. She says, yes, what are some tips and tricks to looking so young and handsome at 50? Hey, this question, dear. Adjetey, please, over to you. What are the tips and tricks to looking so young? Did you guys see how he put his glasses on? Child. That was swag right there. I see, looking so young and handsome at 50. I beg with the witch, you, sir.
I think that I think I've learned that as part of my journey, it's just been grace. And when you realize that we're here for a reason, for a purpose, and then a master craftsman, your God, our Father, indeed put us here, not for our own, self-gratification, and just by example, Jesus Christ did come in here for all of us. And so we're also here for others in a lot of ways, to spread his love and also get to practice what we preach on a day-to-day basis. And so I think finding that for me and my purpose, and knowing that has made life seem so many years gone by, but it seems I'm still where I am in terms of probably how age has impacted me or not impacted me. But the God factor for me is so key, is important, and he continues to give me strength to be able to do the things and there are so many things that I so many boxes that I need to check and but mostly focus on the younger generation, making sure that they're not, making those choices, that bad choices that I made, that will be way better than us, so that we give more hope to the kingdom,
Wow.
and yeah. So basically, that would be it.
See, I love hearing that. On this show, we never really verbally say it is a Christian show. We just say it's a storytelling show, but a lot of prayers goes into everything. Even the guests that we ask to come here on the show. For example, when we were introduced, I remember saying to you, I really want you to be here on the 4th of July. First, you're opening July for us because it's very strategic. But not only that, today is actually Independence Day also.
Let's say, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is so key. The one thing Auntie Sarah in her, doing her background introductions and stuff said to me that really gripped me was, Adjetey is a Christian man. He is a prayerful man. He is a powerful God man. And I'm paraphrasing now, but for someone like Auntie Sarah to actually say that this person is a Christian man kind of takes it to a different level. And so your answer does not surprise me at all. And someone has a title for you, George the Man, the Myth, the Legend. But she also has another answer for Christopher. She says, I think the answer is listen to your wife. And you would just...
Oh, yeah, that definitely is one. Yeah, that definitely is one. Listen to your wife.
Listen to your wife. That is just it. That's the answer right there. You just live long. You would look handsome all the time. Your life is set. You're not hiding anything. You are good. You know what I mean? But we want to take time out. I know we had said an hour, but we asked you for grace for an hour, 30 minutes. And so we're just about to hit the hour, 30-minute mark. And we want to say thank you for being so gracious with us. Guys, I have to be very honest. Sometimes when you're dealing with people who are in the limelight, it's difficult. There's a way they conduct themselves that makes you know I'm a star and you're not. And so you must run after me and kowtow to me. And Adjetey, without a shadow of a doubt, is one of the very few who did not give any inclination, not even an iota of I'm a star. It felt like old friends, really. Very easy, very responsive, very chill. And I just wanted to say thank you for being that. And I don't know, maybe you can teach that to some people because you don't know where a next opportunity might come for your greater height. But in all of this, he has upheld himself as first a human being. That's it, just first a human being, and second, a man of God in his own right. And I'm just so enamored by that. And I think it's laudable that we say it on these streets, as we call Maxi Street and YouTube streets and LinkedIn streets. I wanted to tell the whole world what a gracious person he has been to us, and to my younger self. And just, I don't know, it's refreshing to see that and maybe teach that to your colleagues in the limelight. I don't know how you'll do it, but yes, Nako Adjetey says she's going. She says, easy guy, easy life, no giddy giddy. I don't know if it has to do with that, but it could. I don't know. But I think it's really just personality. And he's just been an incredible, incredible guest. And I just wanted to say thank you, guys. The show has ended. Next week, we have Natasha Nyanyin. She's coming to us from New York. She's a supermodel. She is a show creative. She's been everywhere from BBC to CNN to Italian news and TV outlets and Portugal. Like, she's been everywhere. And I love to say this when I talk about Natasha, and she's Ghanaian. That's all I wanted to say. She's from Ghana. She's from Africa. And she has graciously agreed. She's actually just coming from a shoot all over. She was in Copenhagen. She's been doing all incredible things, but she said, I will make time to be on the show on the 11th. Do not miss it. You're in for another ride. I told you that the moment George opened July for us, the grace of God just kept following us like that, like, whoo, crazy. So please set your alarm clocks and just be here. And with that, the show has ended. George, what is your last say? We always give the guest the last say before we leave. So what's your last say to us?
Yeah, I mean, and I think that for if we have any younger folks in here, that would be to them, because my heart always goes out to them. Our world is gone into a very, very fast tempo space, and quick fix, and it doesn't allow us to stay in the process. And I want to tell young people, stay in the process, because the process bakes you, it builds you, so that when you're provided with an opportunity or an assignment, you can deliver and not crumble. With the way we cook yam, it still hasn't changed. We're not having a fast way. I mean, you put yam on fire it definitely has to be there for about 10 minutes. You're not going to do it 1 minute. You're going to have tummy aches. People say that we love diamonds, but we don't like digging. We have to stay in the process. We have to stay in the process. No quick fix. Quick fix, well, you're gonna fall down quick. But be big, and when those challenges come, you will stand strong. So that will be it.
Oh my God, no quick fixes. If you want diamonds, you gotta dig. What was the first one? The analogy about the yam. I could go on and on and on because I like talking. But sir, we want to say thank you. Our love, respect, and admiration to Elam and the family. And we'll see you on your 50th birthday on July 7th for sure. Thank you so much. Guys, we'll see you later. See you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.
So Timbuktu, Ghana, Mali, Sumanguru, what you're shown. Where what you're shown. So Timbuktu, Ghana, Mali, Sumanguru, what you're shown. Majetaki, Sumanguru, walk where you get, what you're shown. What's that to do,